when I talk about awakening or consciousness, it really has to do with an acceptance of what is, but especially if it's unpleasant or if there's a feeling of vulnerability, the way out of it is to allow it. Stress is a resistance of what is. And so it comes up. And when stress is there, the way out of it is not to resist it, because then that would add to the stress. It's really in the moment, listening, paying attention, and feeling what's going on. We have a habit of mentally resisting things that are unpleasant. We're taught, I was taught this, and I see it, that we need to resist things and we need to fight it. People say, be strong, make your way in the world. And there is wisdom in that to a point, but then when it becomes stressful, we weren't taught, most of us, when we were young, how to deal with things that are unpleasant that we can't get rid of. So it could be a noisy environment that we're trapped in or we can't get away from, like we live in a city, a big city, and it's noisy, or we're in a job that's part of our career path and it's something that we're involved in and we can't really just leave, or we feel that we can't, and it's really unpleasant. There might be unpleasant people. Haven't we all worked with unpleasant people? The way out of it is to notice that there's a part of us that judges, and that's what I would call the mind. We have this habit of judging, and judging is saying that something is wrong or that it shouldn't be what it is, or it's bad, something like that. And the fact is, nothing's really truly wrong or bad. Things are either healthy or unhealthy. If there's an act of violence going on or an atrocity and you witness this, whether it's in person or on TV or you read about it in the newspaper, things are dysfunctional and they're unhealthy. And the way to help that situation is not to judge it and say that shouldn't be happening, because that's that mental habit I'm talking about. It shuts down our natural intelligence in a way, because we're at odds with it. We're fearful and confused and stressed and frustrated, angry, and so on. And instead of being calm and in some sense dispassionate, just like a trained ER physician would be trained to be utterly focused and calm and just take care of the situation. Part of that is just accepting that the situation is what it is, just being with it, not thinking about it. Noticing if judgments arise, the thought arises, this is terrible, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening. Notice that thought. And I'll make a gesture here. It's like the thought arises and we're watching, we're just aware of it. And if we don't judge it, it passes. Sometimes I talk about snowflakes, and actually snowflakes fall down, so I could do this. But basically, thoughts rise and fall, they pass within our awareness, and we're taught to judge things as right or wrong, good and bad, and it makes us confused and scared. Now, some people might disagree with this and say that some things are wrong. Some things are truly horrible. They're really difficult to talk about, painful and damaging. But the fact is, if we're going to be there, if we're going to contribute to world peace or just peace anywhere, we need to be peaceful. And if we're mentally at odds, if we're judging a situation that we can't control, it creates a separation and a certain kind of anxiety and stress that reduces our ability to do something about it. It's calm effectiveness, not icy or detached or unfeeling. And I would say that the first step in a compassionate attitude is to practice an awareness that doesn't judge. To notice the judgments that do arise, that inevitably do, whether they're coming from someone else or just arising within you. And just to notice those and to see that they may be dysfunctional, but they're not ultimately bad or wrong. Those judgments don't really apply. They don't help. Fearful thought is not a functional thought, but it is what it is. So if I'm an emergency room physician and they wheel someone in and some horrible violence has happened and someone's body is damaged in a way that's difficult for most people to witness or contemplate, a trained physician, an ER physician, must be calm. It's a form of caring that isn't sentimental. Think about the best surgeons. There's no time for sentiment. There's a profound caring that takes action based on wisdom and gets it done. And then maybe later there's time for more emotion. What we're being called to do, I think, is to be less judgmental. It doesn't mean that we don't act. We don't become doormats. We become powerfully effective, much more so than if we were locked into a judgmental framework. People who you might think of as judgmental, they're usually just sitting around complaining about things and not doing something about it. It's just a habit that we're brought up with. And the fact is, behaviors are either healthy or unhealthy, functional or dysfunctional. And that doesn't require stress. We all really, I think, want someone to come along who loves us enough that doesn't judge us. They see our dysfunction, whatever it might be, and just doesn't judge us for it, doesn't say that we're bad or wrong, just says, okay, well, would you like some help with this? Or maybe you just need a hug or something. It could be a family member. It could be someone else who just loved us and accepted us as we were, and yet in some way encouraged us to be better people. It's based in non-judgmental awareness.